We're still focusing on the 50th anniversary albums released in 1972, and today I want to take some time looking at the debut album by the Philadelphian duo usually called Hall and Oates, who are in fact Daryl Hall and John Oates. Okay, as I say, this was their debut album, and a little background. Daryl Hall was born in Pennsylvania in 1946, and John Oates was born in New York City in 1948, and they first met at the Adelphi Ballroom in Philadelphia in 1967. At the time, each was heading his own musical group. Hall's group was called the Temptones, and Oates' band was the Masters. They were there for a band competition when gunfire rang out between two rival gangs, and whilst trying to escape, they ran into the same service elevator. True story this. And on further discovering that they were interested in the same music and that both were attending Philadelphia's Temple University, they started spending time together on a regular basis and eventually shared a number of apartments in the city. And one of the apartments they shared had Hall and Oates on the mailbox, which became the duo's common nickname. It took another 2 years to form a musical duo, and 3 years later, after that, they signed to Atlantic and released their debut album. The two didn't start working together seriously, though, until 1970, after Hall got back from an extended stay in Europe. Briefly, early in their recording careers, has to be said, they had trouble defining their sound. They recorded songs that had a folk feel. There also was the soul element, and also rock and pop. And none of their early albums, including the one I'm going to review, plus the follow-up, Abandoned Luncheonette, and the third album, War Babies, none of these three were very successful. But I'm going to, anyway, dip into this first album, and we're going to best describe it as a mix of country, folk and pop rock. Not quite sure if that's true, but that's the way I see it. So let's get on to the track list. I'm Sorry. It's got a very catchy melody with twanky style guitar. Emerging vocal compatibility became noticeable immediately, and the soul harmonies plus that country style rhythm were definitely a highlight. Next up was All Our Love, and we first then heard some pedal steel guitar courtesy of Bill Keith. There's a delicate vocal acoustic combo to this song, very folk rock in its pace. Georgie is next, and there's a beautiful piano-led ballad to this one with exquisite lead vocals from Daryl. Daryl tended to do more of the lead vocals, but not monopolising them. The strings filter through on this number, and that certainly adds to its impact. And then Fall in Philadelphia, the first grapplings of soulful rock emerge as this funky offering arrives with a very catchy chorus. And there's some neat lead guitar boogie style in the mix. Water Wheels next, and it's a wonderfully spacious folk montage for piano. And again, Hall excels on his soulful vocals. Lazy Man follows, another folk style piano piece with some impressive string arrangements. It's very much music for the mood. And then we move on to Good Night and Good Morning. This is folk rock with a California feel to it. And there's some nice mandolin thrown in as well. They Needed Each Other is a very singer-songwriter sort of song with textured vibraphone and a little bit of cello, beautifully played, very, very nurturing, I wrote. And now my favourite track, South East City Window, it's got an acoustic guitar sound that neatly links to pedal steel, and the twin vocals here present a lush sort of sound. and also there's some cello played by Daryl. Thank You For is the next. Neat linking of the two soul voices here that seem to perform effortlessly together. Once again, Hall adds the special touches on piano and strings that ooze over a lovely melody. And then the closer, Lily, Are You Happy? More up-tempo, this closer, albeit melancholic in nature. Some superb soul delivered by the pair of them. And the soft Philly rock was starting to develop on this song. And we hear that towards the outro. And there's a nice dazzling little guitar solo. Very much a hint of the future. Now, I have to confess that I didn't really arrive into their world until Abandoned Luncheonette, which I still consider to be a masterpiece. But they became a really strong outfit in my listening pleasures. And to an extent that I actually went and saw them live in London and found the concert absolutely marvellous. That was, I think, around the time that Bigger Than Both of Us was released. If you've not dipped into Daryl Hall and John Oates, I really recommend you should. Particularly any lover of black music will love the sort of discography as they explored further and further into soul and R&B with a rock feel. So there we have it. That's my review of Whole Oats by Daryl Hall and John Oates, and it's from 1972. As usual, there will be slides on this. I might even put in one lyric, and also there will be some pics that I get from Google.